In the previous lessons, we learned about the process called prime factorization, which we have to determine what prime numbers are multiplied together to get that number. Now we are going to learn how to use the process of prime factorization to solve for something called greatest common factor. Well, before we do that, let's look at the word common factor. Well, when you see the word common, think of the word same. Okay? A common factor is a number that is the same factor of two or more numbers. So we'll look at two or more numbers and see what is the common factors that multiply to get those numbers. And then we have the greatest common factor, which when you think of the word greatest, think of the word highest or largest. So that is just another way of saying greatest. So greatest common factor of two or more numbers is called the greatest common factor. That's pretty easy, isn't it? Or it is abbreviated by GFC. So to illustrate the concept of greatest common factors and how it's being used by prime factorization, let's look at this example. Enter the greatest common factors of 9 and 27. Again, we are going to use prime factorization. Well, let's look at this. Before we start solving this problem, let's go back and review what are the common prime numbers that we have to remember. We know it is 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11. So again, these are the common prime number that we need to remember. So let's do the prime factorization for 9. Well, 9, we know that 3 times 3 equal to 9. Oh, that's pretty easy. 3 and 3 are prime number. Let's look at 27. And we know right away 27 is what? Well, 27 is 3 times 9. Okay? And then this is a prime number. Let's look at 9. And we just did 9. 3 times 3. And look at this. What do we have here? So to find the greatest common factor, we have to look at what is the common in terms of the prime numbers in prime factorization. Well, right now we know they have one 3 here, another 3 there. So 3 times 3 gives us 9. Now let's look at 27. We have 3 here, 3 there, and 3 there. And what do they have in common? So think of the word common factors. So they have, both of them has 2, 3. So if we take this 2, 3, and multiply them together, what is 3 times 3? So the common factors, or the greatest common factor, is basically 9. And that is how you find the greatest common factor based on prime factorization. You factorize it, and what are the prime number that they have in common between the two numbers? In this case, they have a set of 3 and 3, and a set of 3 and 3. And that's pretty much it. Hence the term common factor. Let's try another example. We have 16 and 24, okay? So let's look at 16. We know that is an even number, so we know it's going to divide it by 2. So 2 times what is going to give us 16? Well, 2 times 8 gives us 16. Easy. And then for 8 is 2 times 4 give us 8. Okay, that's pretty easy. And for 4, again, that's 2 times 2. So we have the prime number of 2, 2, 2, 2. That's 4 2 total. Okay, then we have 24. Well, again, this is an even number, so we know it's going to go into 2. So it's 2 times, well, what's half of 24? It's 12. Easy. And then again, this is an even number. 2 times what? 2 times 6 give us 12. Oh, so easy so far. And then we have another even number. We know that's going to be 2. So 2 times 3 give us what? Well, 6. Now let's look at the two prime factorization of both numbers. What do they have in common? So over here we have 4 of the 2, right? And over here we have 3 of the 2. So we have the common of 3, 2. So what is 2 times 2 times 2? And that turned out to be, this right here is what? 4, and 4 times 2 give us what? 8. So what is the greatest common factor between 16 and 24? And the answer is 8. Now let's go back and do the normal way, which is extremely complicated. We know that the factors of 16 are these right here. We have 2, we have 4, we have 8, and lastly we have 16. And that is something you have to do in your head mentally. And that's very challenging. And for 24, what do we have? We have 2, we also have 3, we also have 8, we also have what? 12, and lastly we have 24. And look at this, what is the greatest common factor? It is 8. So this process is a lot more easy, okay, because we don't have to worry about the mental math that we have to do here. Let's try another problem. We have 28 and 49, a lot larger, right? So it's more complicated. So 28, again, 28, we know is an even number, so it's 2 times what? What's half of 28? Well, that is 14. Well, let's break down the 14. Well, that is, again, even number. 2 times 7 give us 14. And there we go. We have our prime number for 28. Let's look at 49. Well, 49, we know right away it is 7 times 7. Isn't that easy? So what is the common greatest factor? We know that this one has 1 7 and this one has 2 7, so that's one in common. This one has 2 2 and this one has no 2 at all. So the greatest common factor must be 7. And that's all we have to do. And that is how we use prime factorization to find the greatest common factor of any two numbers, even they are a very large number. Thank you for watching, and we hope that this video have empowered you to do well in your math class. Streamline Ed PD is an all-in-one education training by teachers with the mission to empower teachers to support all students. We have interactive practice that go along with this video. The links are in the description below. If you would like your teacher to use this video or create similar video to support you and your classmate, please subscribe and share this video and your learning experience with your teachers and parents. Together we can empower you to be successful in school.